The path to true success is achieved through determination.
With the goal!
Determination to grow, to push through, and to finish.
And there's a championship, the first ever.
Utah Valley student athletes strive for these qualities.
Out of here!
UVU student athletes need your support from the community, their peers, and their families to achieve this growth and success in life.
Has an opportunity laid down, and there it is!
A dive into third base.
Support from donors like you makes a significant impact on the lives of more than 370 Wolverine student athletes. The General Athletic Scholarship Fund will help our student athletes be successful in the classroom, on the field, and in life. Please support our student athletes with a personal donation and watch these men and women grow now and in the future.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Smooth sailing.
More traffic.
Great looking day ahead.
More weather.
New details are emerging.
More breaking news. Whenever, wherever.
That's good news.
More ways to know before you go.
You're gonna like the morning commute.
On KSL Today, weekday mornings on KSL 5. Experienced? Check. Accurate? Check. The team more Utahns trust to stay safe from winter weather surprises? Check, 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 and check. Know before you go. Check with the KSL 5 weather specialists.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
UCCU is both a credit union and a full-service mortgage company.
Which means that UCCU always provides the lowest rates and lower insurance premiums than other lenders.
When your mortgage rate and insurance premium are lower, your monthly payment is also lower.
It's just science.
That's more money you can put into your home.
Or back into your pocket.
So if you're thinking about buying or refinancing a home, talk to us.
The credit union that's been putting people over profits for over 60 years.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Thursday night basketball, WAC basketball, right here on the WAC Digital Network, KSL streaming apps, and other platforms as well. Brandon Crow with you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening. this might be the final time that the Rod Barnes-led runners from CSU Bakersfield come into Orem, Utah. Next year, these runners are going to keep their talents in Southern California. They're going to join the Big West Conference. But right now, they've got other tasks at hand, trying to finish off the Western Athletic Conference on a high note. Couple more weeks left of WAC play before the conference tournament in Las Vegas. And both teams vying for all that pride and momentum heading into the conference tournament. Hello again, folks. Thank you for joining me courtside here tonight alongside my fantastically talented statistician, director, producer, and everything man, Ben Schroeder. There's his hand right there. I'm Brandon Crow. Again, Rod Barnes has a fantastic team. Very talented, very athletic. He's always got these guys playing at the top level. And on the other side, Mark Madsen trying to break this Wolverine squad from the last 4 games. That had 4 losses, tough losses, especially last Saturday's overtime thriller in New Mexico, being defeated by the Aggies. Final score there, 82-84. And right now the Wolverines trying to get their mojo back, in a sense, here at home. Utah Valley will be in their home, their custom white with a green uniform. And the runners will be in their California colors. The goldish yellow on top with the blue trim. Eman Olojapoki will get the tip going for Utah Valley. And on the other side, Tajay Moore for the runners. Hopefully this is a good one, folks. Here we go. Game on between the runners and the Wolverines. The runners win the tip. Starting 5, Moore, Perry, Buckingham, Lee, and Stith for the runners. Starting 5 for the Wolverines. White, Washington, Olojapoki, Averett, and Jardine. Perry going down low. Gets the ball right back, however. Lee drives, spins, doesn't get the shooter's touch. Olojapoki with the big rebound. Washington, bounce pass to Jardine. Good defense to start things off by the runners. Washington, cross-court pass to Averett. 10 on the shot clock. Averett drives, finds himself beneath the hoop. Hard pass to Isaiah White, and the Wolverines turn it over with 4 on the shot clock. Coach Rod Barnes discussed this runners squad earlier this week as there's a nice spin move in the paint. Big fella finishing strong for the runners. Sean Stith, 2 points. Runners had a great solid week of practice after the difficult loss against California Baptist. As Brandon Averett drives and gets fouled on the way, he'll go to the line to shoot. Coach Barnes earlier this week said that they've had some of their better practices this season. And after that tough loss on Saturday, he said, even in our preparation for Utah Valley, we're not talking about other teams. We're working to get better at what we do, and our coaches are working extremely hard to make that happen. And it's very difficult this time of year as Averett misses that first free throw for the Wolverines. It's very difficult for any team right now who's trying to find their mojo to not look ahead. Everybody has to try and face what's in front of them, Utah Valley included. But when you have WAC Vegas calling as Averett makes the second free throw, in a couple weeks, it's difficult for these teams not to overlook people. But Coach Barnes knows, historically speaking, how difficult it is to come into the UCSU Center here in Orem, Utah, and find a victory, trying to pump up his players on the other side. And that's definitely not going to help out your squad, as an easy turnover by the runners gives the ball right back to Utah Valley. Coach Rod Barnes getting in his 9th season for the runners. Coach Madsen in his first. Olojapoki. Back out to Washington. Washington drives, finds a crease, hesitates, and misses off to the left. Stith with the rebound. Here come the runners with a lot of speed past the timeline. Perry going to pull things back. Stith from the free throw line. Thought about it. Now going to do it again. Big fella misses. Jardine gobbles the rebound. for the Wolverines. Here comes Brandon Averett. Averett stutter step drives, penetrates on the baseline. Isaiah White with it. Isaiah White gets fouled, gets tangled up. Looks like the guilty party will be DeMonte Buckingham. And that'll be DeMonte Buckingham's first and second team foul. The TJ Washington will take it from the baseline, 20 on the shot clock. Finds Averett in the corner. Averett's headband gets a little out of place. Isaiah White with the headband as well. Now to Kazan Jardine. Jardine with the contact. Big rebound there, skied up by Tajay Moore. Here come the runners in transition. Gobbled up, taken away by TJ Washington. 3-on-1, gives it Kazan Jardine. Hard foul on his way up. Tajay Moore says, hey, if I'm going to give it up, I'm not giving you that bucket easily. Hard foul by Tajay Moore puts Kazan Jardine at the free throw line. And Tajay Moore comes over to the scores table a little bit frustrated. Hearing some coaching from his teammates. An enthusiastic free throw. Goes in and out, then back down in for Kazan Jardine. All tied up at 2. Kazan Jardine averaging 10 points. Just shy of 11 on the season for Utah Valley. He connects both. The Wolverines now with a 3-2 lead. And the runners will try to look past the error of their ways early on. Nice spin move there. In the baseline, nice turnaround jump shot, Greg Lee. Washington zigzags his way through the defense. Tries to go across court, gets intercepted by Buckingham. Buckingham receives it back, going down low. The Lee again, pull-up jumper, 15-footer. That's beautiful. Textbook jump shot there by the runners, and they extend their lead 6-3 over the Wolverines. Jardine now to Isaiah White. Brandon Averett gets the signal. Averett splits the defense, drives, penetrates. TJ Washington, corner 3. That one's no good. That one rebounded by the runners. A little less than 16 to go here in the first half. Runners already 6-3 lead, trying to add on it. They're going to call an offensive foul on the runners. Greg Lee, the guilty party. And that'll take us to an intermediate timeout. Timeout on the floor. Wolverine ball when we return. They trail 3-6 early on the WAC Digital Network.
I have been inspired by strong female athletes, female coaches, women in power. They just really taught me how to be a leader and inspired me to take on leadership roles. It's important to inspire the next generation because it's important to give kids someone to look up to. You know, it's important to have these mentors. I would say to someone who wants to play sports at the D1 level, you've got to be good in the community, good in the classroom, and to show people that sports do not define you.
The runners quickly getting out to a 6-3 lead over the Wolverines, but that's not going to stop those little ones right there from trying to get a brain freeze early on. Chugging ice cream chugging contest, something I couldn't do right now. Right now, your early points leaders for Bakersfield: Greg Lee with 4 points, Sean Stith with 2. For Utah Valley, Kazan Jardine with 2, Brandon Averett with 1. All 3 of those Utah Valley points coming off of free throws. Greg Lee, however, 2 of 3 from the floor. And the runners right now shooting 60%. Utah Valley hasn't made a field goal yet, so they're looking for their first official bucket, not from the charity stripe. And the Wolverines will inbound, full court press here from Coach Rod Barnes. And that ball is tipped, and that full court press pays off. Allen, mid-range jumper from the elbow, and that one's good. Back-to-back buckets for CSUB puts them up 8-3 Kazan Jardine. Olojopoki. Isaiah White with the head fake going up. He gets fouled as he misses the free throw. Fouled from behind. The official call, I believe, will go against Edler Davis. And that'll put Isaiah White at the free throw line. So he's still Utah Valley looking for their first field goal. Almost 5 full minutes into the ball game. Isaiah White leads all scorers for Utah Valley, averaging 15 points so far on the season. A little less than 8 rebounds and about 1 assist per game. Isaiah White too strong off the back iron this time. So 8-4, runners still on top. And Utah Valley not trying to switch it up with a full court press of their own. Eman Olojopoki gets a hand on it, continues to extend that blocking streak. J.J. Overton now trapped, gives way to Brandon Averett, top of the key. Averett stutter step, drives past the defender, kicks back out to Overton. Overton, Euro step, looked good but missed. It's again too strong. Utah Valley still without a field goal. Allen, top of the key. Buckingham. Good ball movement on the perimeter. Allen's going to step into a long three. That one's good. %63% right now for the runners. Brandon Averett. They're going to call a foul before the shot. And see if that one's going to go. I believe that one will go against Cam Allen, and it will. So Utah Valley has yet to commit a foul as Trey Woodbury checks into the game. Meanwhile, the runners already at 6. Kazan Jardine steps off. Averett taking his time, finally gives it to Woodbury. Overton looking for some help, finally gives way to Averett. Averett now with 10 on the shot clock. Goes to his right, comes around a screen, lob in low to Olojopoki. Misses the reverse layup. Now here come the runners again. Allen just got done hitting a 3 from that spot. Edler Davis back to Allen again. Almost the exact carbon copy of a play from the possession before. Allen driving against Overton. Solid defense from JJ. There's a deep three-pointer again. That one comes off left. Whistle is called in the paint. And they're going to call TJ Woodbury with the foul. A couple more subs coming in. Brandon Morley coming in from Utah Valley. Perry and Allen coming in for Stith and McCall. (11-4) runners on top of the Wolverines. 5-second call against the runners. That's something that you don't see every day. I'm sure all of us fans at home when we're watching a game yell that it's 5 seconds, but that's the first official 5-second call I've seen in quite some time. Less than 14 to play here in the first half. Utah Valley 4, CSU 11. Averett going behind his back, goes up, misses the layup, contested. Here come the runners, doing what they do best. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, too strong. Woodbury there for the rebound. And the Wolverines trying to get their first field goal. Woodbury. Overton. Overton with the drive, lots of contact there. Averett steps back, three-pointer. There it is. First field goal for Utah Valley. Three-pointer for Brandon Averett, 11-7. 4-point ball game. Coach Barnes is going to call a timeout. Think things over here. And we'll stay here as well. So that three-pointer from Brandon Averett broke a scoreless field goal drought almost 7 straight minutes for the Wolverines there. Aver comes into this game just shy of 13 points per game average, 2 rebounds a game, about 3 assists. And Averett again coming here to Utah Valley. He was sold on what Coach Mark Pope and his staff had in store for him with that dream of coming here with a fresh start, coming from Oklahoma State, trying to continue to add to that dream, to that program here of Utah Valley. And when Coach Pope left, he, along with others, a little bit frustrated, but decided to try to harness those frustrations into this season as Coach Madsen came and took over. Brandon Averett, a hard worker in practice. And a big tempo man that Coach Madsen relies on offensively and defensively to keep things going. Ball movement right out the timeout from the Runners. Brandon Morley with the rebound for the Wolverines. Here comes Utah Valley. Averett now as Utah Valley again trails by 4. Overton with the drive. Kicks it back out. Trey Woodbury, corner 3. Yes, sir. Quick back-to-back buckets brings Utah Valley within 1. Perry stumbles with it, somehow was able to get that ball out of his teammates. Coach Madsen pleading for a double dribble. It looks like that one was last touched off of Edler. Everybody thought it went off of Edler Davis and CSUB, but the officials say it went off of Utah Valley. Now with 10 on the shot clock, McCall drives to his right, 7, 6. Down low to the big fella, and he stepped out of bounds. Sean Stith. Turnover forced by the Wolverines. That's 5 turnovers for the Runners compared to 3 for the Wolverines. Woodbury thought about it. Averett, better look. Absolutely. Brandon Averett. 2 shots, 2 3-pointers, 6 quick points, 13-11, and a 2-point lead for Utah Valley. Renewed energy defensively by the Wolverines. And that'll take us to immediate timeout. Foul was on the floor, but back-to-back buckets from distance by Utah Valley put them on top by 2, 13-11, less than 12 to play from the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah.
UCCU is both a credit union and a full-service mortgage company.
Which means that UCCU always provides the lowest rates and lower insurance premiums than other lenders.
When your mortgage rate and insurance premium are lower, your monthly payment is also lower.
It's just science.
That's more money you can put into your home.
Or back into your pocket.
So if you're thinking about buying or refinancing a home, talk to us.
The credit union that's been putting people over profits for over 60 years.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy, and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
So after going almost 7 straight minutes without a bucket for Utah Valley, the Wolverines come right back on a 9-0 run over the last 95 seconds. Utah Valley's made 3 of their last 3, including 2 of those 3s being 3-pointers. Right now, Brandon Averett leads all scorers with 7 points. He has 2 of those 3-pointers. Trey Woodbury with 3 points of his own. Isaiah White with 1. Cassie Jardine with 2. Cam Allen with 5 points for the Runners. Greg Lee with 4. Sean Stith with 2. Runners to inbound and a quick three-pointer. That one shanks off the iron. Here comes Brandon Averett for Utah Valley. Trey Woodbury, now Averett. Overton. Overton drives left, spins, step back from the elbow. That one too strong. Runners with a quick rebound, trying to get out in transition. Brandon Morley gets his big paws on it. Turnover caused. Utah Valley trying to get that defense to create some offense here. Woodbury finally gives back to Brandon Averett. Averett keeps it himself. Now Overton, 10 on the shot clock. JJ thought about it, gives the low to the big fella. Brandon Morley gets hacked. Foul coming across the body from Czar Perry. Seventh team foul for Bakersfield already. Less than 11 to go in the first half. And Reedus will come in as Greg Lee steps off. Brandon Morley again among a handful of new players coming to this team. Transferring from University of Utah, just up I-15 in Salt Lake City. And University of Utah and BYU both in the news lately with Utah Valley. As Utah Valley has released some scheduling news. This upcoming season, Utah Valley will be playing at BYU and at University of Utah. It's always fun to get those rivalry games, especially the in-state rivalries, when top to down across the board, the state of Utah has fantastic basketball at the collegiate level. Coach Madsen in his introductory press conference as Allen jumper misses. They're going to call a foul. And they're actually going to call an offensive foul there. That one's going to go against Ronnie Reedus. So that'll send Utah Valley back at the line. Get back to that point earlier about Coach Madsen in his introductory press conference. He said that obviously the goal for Utah Valley is to win a WAC championship, to make not only to make it to the NCAA tournament, but to make a deep run while he's here. Kaz Jardine, TJ Washington checking in. And he knew that one way to get this team better is to be playing the other teams in this state, specifically BYU down the street, University of Utah up the freeway. As Isaiah White makes the free throw, and already great competition with Utah State, Weber State. So we'll see what the future unfolds for Coach Madsen. And Isaiah White connects again. 17-11, Utah Valley on top of CSU Bakersfield. TJ Washington with some fresh legs comes in for Isaiah White. Tajay Moore exploding to the rim, attacking Brandon Morley, draws the foul. He took off from that WAC logo just inside the free throw line there. A good hard foul from Morley will put Tajay Moore at the free throw line. And Moore misses. Moore, the redshirt junior from South Haven, Mississippi. Pride of South Haven High School. Fantastic addition to this team. Just needs one more block to become the first runner in CSUB's all-time history with 500-plus points, 200-plus rebounds, 100-plus assists, 75 steals, and 50 blocks in a career. So quite the career already for Tajay Moore, and more to come, pun intended. The Wolverines will inbound again, being pestered by those gold and blue jerseys. Overton gives back way to Washington. Woodbury now back to Washington. Overton. Washington thought about it. Jardine says, I'll take it. That one goes in and out. Quick rebound again. Here comes Buckingham. Buckingham gives it back to Perry. Ball working its way around, tipped away by Utah Valley. Somehow got back to the runners. There's the three-pointer in front of Utah Valley's bench. That one's no good. Somehow, ball falls right back to Moore. I beg your pardon, Greg Lee. Greg Lee there to clean up the mess. 17-14. Woodbury, Overton. Washington drives. Jardine to Woodbury again. Washington with 8 on the shot clock. Stutter step, 5 on the clock. Overton with 4. Pull-up jumper. Yes! 19-14. Overton tacks on 2 more for the Wolverines. Quick pass inside. Nice defense there by Utah Valley, but a great pass from Tajay Moore on the inside, looking for Sean Stith. Allen and Edler Davis check in for the runners. 16 on the clock as the runners inbound. Already had a 5-second call. That one pretty close. Stith to Buckingham. Outside to Allen. Allen steps into another three-pointer, and he rattles that one home. Allen now with 8 points on the contest, leading all scorers on the floor, leading all runners in points. 19-17, Utah Valley still on top by 2. 8:20 left in the first half. Overton going to drive to his right, gets met by a wall, trying to squeeze that one in there to a low Japoki. A little bit too hard of a pass, but the Wolverines get bailed out. Last touch by the runners. Washington, Olojapoki, Woodbury, Overton, now Washington. 4 on the shot clock. Washington got to put something up. 2, gives way to Jardine, and Washington just didn't see the shot clock. So another turnover by the Wolverines gives Bakersfield that open door to tie this ball game or at least take the lead. Another three-pointer. This one missed. Rebounded by the Wolverines. Here comes Washington. Cass and Jardine. Woodbury. Olojapoki, the intended target instead. Overton's going to drive, trying to go behind the back. And they get the ball back, but they're going to say that J.J. Overton had his foot out of play. Take us to another immediate timeout. Utah Valley still on top, 19-17, 7:30 left to play in the first half. We'll take a break and be right back with WAC basketball from Orem, Utah, right after this.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
When you know before you go how the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather will affect you, that equals a good morning. Wake up with the news specialists on KSL Today, weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Cam Allen right now leading All runners with 8 points. They trailed by 2, making up some lost ground between those last 2 media timeouts were the runners. Those 8 points for Cam Allen coming on 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Right behind him at 3 of 5 as well is Greg Lee, his teammate. Sean Stith with 2 points. And Tajay Moore, 1 point coming from the free throw line. So 4 players scoring for CSUB. 6 players, meanwhile, scoring for the Wolverines on the other side. Brandon Averett, 7 points, 2 of 3 from the floor so far. Jamison Overton, 2 points, 1 of 3. Isaiah White with 3 points. And Trey Woodbury as well. Brandon Morley tacking in 2, along with Kazan Jardine. Floater in the lane, comes up short. Big fella Stiff gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. Tried to put it back up and it gets fouled in the process. Fouled by Kazan Jardine. So that's only the 4th team foul for Utah Valley. They'll take that. Stith with a nice touch at the charity stripe. So Sean Stith averages about 7.5 points per game, 4 rebounds or so. His field goal percentage leads CSUB actually, 56% on the season. But overall in WAC play, only about 45%. He makes both free throws. So he ties the ball game up, 19 apiece. 7 minutes left to play in the first half between the Wolverines and the Runners. Again, Brandon Crow with you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening. From Orem, Utah, some WAC basketball as Brandon Averett comes off a screen. Now 10 on the shot clock. Isaiah White drives, spins, and gets it to go. Count it. And 1 for Isaiah White. Nice spin move between the defense, gets the contact, kisses it off the glass, and starts celebrating before it actually went fully through. He knew. Isaiah White, one of those emotional leaders, plays with lots of passion. And he completes the old-fashioned three-point play, puts the Wolverines on top, 22-19. Buckingham on the outside. Stiff. Going to take it himself. Going to go against Olojapoki. Olojapoki altered the shot. Gets the tip out. And Averett to TJ Washington on the outlet now for the Wolverines. Down low. Nice. Up and in for Eman Olojapoki. Feeding the big fella for altering that shot on the defensive side. 24-19. Wolverines on top by 5. Deep three-pointer in the corner. That one misses. And last touched off of Utah Valley. It'll stay runner possession. And Coach Ron Barnes is going to bring in Edler Davis for Stith. And Tajay Moore for Zar Perry as well. So 6 minutes exactly. 20 on the shot clock. And the runners will inbound on their own baseline. Moore calling for it. Moore. I thought he drew the contact enough for the foul. Instead, missed the layup. Allen step back. Whew. Allen has just been absolutely on fire. First to double digits, 10 points now for Cam Allen in this first half. TJ Washington drives and gets a foul called. This one's going to go against Cam Allen. Allen hot hands offensively, and those hands burn himself defensively. Gets that foul called against him. Washington looking for his first points on the evening tonight. And Washington connects from the free throw line. And Washington makes both. Extends that Wolverine lead 26-21 with 5:30 left to play in the first half. Washington, one of those players that Coach Madsen trying to rely upon to do all the things that he needs. And Bakersfield responds quickly with a two-pointer in the key, Edler Davis. Washington drives. Doesn't get the layup to go. Tajay Moore with the rebound. Here come the runners. Down low. Post-up work by Lee, and he gets the shooter's touch. Rolls around the rim and down. And timeout by Coach Mark Madsen, 26-25. Runners coming within one. So Cam Allen already with 10 points, and Greg Lee right behind it with 8. Both shooting 4 of 7 from the floor. Only difference is Allen's got 2 3-pointers. Utah Valley with their 5 on the floor right now. A well-balanced breakfast. Points all spread out. 6-2, 2, 7-2, respectively. Avertt's going to keep it. Makes it past the timeline, gives to TJ Washington. Isaiah White, hot potato to Kaz and Jardine. TJ Washington gets it. Jardine back to Washington again. 8 on the shot clock. Washington to Isaiah White. Down low to Olojapoki with 4 points. Gets the baby skyhook. Pure athleticism there from Eman Olojapoki. Practically willed that basketball in. 28-25. 4:19 left to play in the first half. Wolverines on top of the Runners. Isaiah White for Utah Valley. Four minutes left in the first half. Averett gets met by a trio of runners. Gets the ball stripped right back into TJ Washington's hands. 5, and a bad pass from Washington. Gives way to Tajay Moore. Tajay Moore drives. Gets the layup. Does not go. Gets the foul nonetheless. Kaz Jardine fouls him in the process, and that'll take us to immediate timeout. Tajay Moore will be at the free throw line to shoot 2 when we return in Orem, Utah. Wolverines on top by 3 on the WAC Digital Network.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Hello, everybody. Utah Valley with a narrow lead right now over the Runners of CSU Bakersfield. Right now, Utah Valley in a timeout trying to strategize. Bakersfield keeps coming back. You've had a couple back-to-back buckets offensively, and Utah Valley trying to get some stops defensively. Your score right now, 28-25 in favor of the Wolverines with 3:40 left to play in the first half. And the big story for the Runners offensively, Cam Allen with 10 points, Greg Lee with 8 points. Fantastic duo there, almost 20 points combined. And every Wolverine that has stepped foot on the court for Utah Valley tonight has scored. Alojipoki with 4, White with 6, Washington with 2, Averett with 7, Jardine with 2, Overton with 2, as well as Morley, and Trey Woodbury with 3. Tajay Moore, who only has 1 point, it ironically came early on from a free throw in the contest. He's at the free throw line trying to tack on a couple more. And Moore makes that first free throw. Moore earlier this year scored a career-high 23 points versus California Baptist. 15 points, 3 blocks versus GCU. So we know what this guy can do. He's definitely explosive. As he misses that one. But that's a guy that Utah Valley would like to keep cold. But most definitely the runners want to stay hot. Isaiah White driving, gets fouled in the key. He'll go to the free throw line. So we'll trade in free throws here. That foul officially called on the runners. I believe that was going to go against Sean Stith. That'll be his first personal. Isaiah White comes up short off the front iron. And White makes the second. Czar Perry brings it up the court for the runners. Goes left to Lee. And Buckingham. Ball bouncing all over in the key. Now here goes J.J. Overton. Overton trying to go coast to coast with the Euro step. No foul called. Rebound by Isaiah White. Isaiah White puts it up. Alojipoki goes and grabs it from the air. Comes down with the foul. And that foul's going to go against DeMonte Buckingham. So Alojipoki will go to the free throw line. Alojipoki, something always happening with that guy. He's not blocking the ball, altering the shots, stretching out his arms on the floor defensively. The guy does everything. Averaging just shy of 6 points a game on the season so far, about 5 rebounds and almost 3 blocks. And misses that one. So 30-26, he gets 1 of 2. 5 total points now for E-Man. Runners on the outside with Perry. Perry drives, stops, pops with the floater over E-Man Alojipoki, and that one's good. So 28-30. 2:48 left to play in the first half. And we know how this team always ends up bringing out the best in Utah Valley, the runners. Utah Valley lost a heartbreaker in overtime earlier in January in California to this squad. Woodbury with the step back. Beautiful. That one's good with the swish. So we know how even these two teams can be. 32-28, only separated by 4 points right now. Great basketball game ahead of us here. Hard drive. Here comes the Wolverines. 3-on-2. Cross-court pass. And Trey Woodbury lets that one slip off his fingers. A little bit frustrated himself. Some fresh legs for Rod Barnes as Cam Allen checks back in. And Tajay Moore will take a seat. So 2 minutes exactly left here in the first half. Averett going against a handful of defenders there. Nice kiss off the glass offensively from Czar Perry. 32-30. Isaiah White calls for it, kicks it back out to Overton, thought about it, puts it on the floor, mid-range jumper. Yes, sir. J.J. Overton, 34-30. Wolverines with 90 seconds to play in the first. Allen looking for some more help. Good defense there by Brandon Averett. Lee now with it on the outside. 6 seconds on the shot clock. That one comes up short. Big rebound from J.J. Overton. Isaiah White to his left. Woodbury to his right. Kicks it back out. Averett steps into a three-pointer. Yes! 37-30. 45 seconds left in the first half. Wolverines on top of the Runners. There's another three-pointer. That one misses. Woodbury can't come up with the rebound. Averett dives and saves it out of play. Keeps it alive. Shot clock is off. And Utah Valley will set up for the final shot here in the first half and try to get themselves the largest lead of the ball game already right now at 7. Averett now with 10. Overton with 8. Overton sees a crease, drives, booyah! J.J. Overton watches that one go out of play. 2.1 seconds left on the clock. Officials blow the whistle. Subs coming in. Overton with the swag. And what a way to end that first half in front of the crowd. 2.1 seconds, I know, officially here. And Runners will not make a play at it. 39-30, largest lead of the game. J.J. Overton with those mad dog eyes walking into the tunnel with his squad. Great finish by the Wolverines in the first 20 minutes. We'll step aside, get some water, and we'll be right back with a little more halftime for you from Orem, Utah. Wolverines on top of the Runners of CSUB, 39-30.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
Smooth sailing.
More traffic.
Great looking day ahead.
More weather.
New details are emerging.
More breaking news. Whenever, wherever.
That's good news.
More ways to know before you go.
You're going to like the morning commute.
On KSL Today. Weekday mornings on KSL 5.
If we can see things for what they are. If we can see what they could be. If the plastic we use, we never throw away. If the end of one thing could be the beginning of the next. If we know that less can create more. If we can return, we reciprocate, we regenerate. If we are here for others. If we can work as a team. All we have to do is connect, and the world opens up. The future is about giving back.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Sounds fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU. Inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy, and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
I have been inspired by strong female athletes, female coaches, women in power. They just really taught me how to be a leader and inspired me to take on leadership roles. It's important to inspire the next generation because it's important to give kids someone to look up to. You know, it's important to have these mentors. I would say to someone who wants to play sports at the D1 level, you got to be good in the community, good in the classroom, and to show people that sports do not define you.
Experienced? Check. Accurate? Check. The team more Utahns trust to stay safe from winter weather surprises? Check, 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 and check. Know before you go. Check with the KSL 5 weather specialists.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy, and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
The path to true success is achieved through determination.
With the goal!
Determination to grow, to push through, and to finish. Utah Valley student athletes strive for these qualities. UVU student athletes need your support from the community, their peers, and their families to achieve this growth and success in life.
Has an opportunity laid down, and there it is! A dive into third base.
Support from donors like you makes a significant impact on the lives of more than 370 Wolverine student athletes. The General Athletic Scholarship Fund will help our student athletes be successful in the classroom, on the field, and in life. Please support our student athletes with a personal donation and watch these men and women grow now and in the future.
About to kick off the second half festivities here at UCCU. Utah Valley closed out the first half on a 7-0 run. Utah Valley was 4-4 in the last 90 seconds, capped off by a J.J. Overton dunk that brought the fans in Orem, Utah on their feet. And Utah Valley will start with the basketball in the second half. Again, Utah Valley in the white and green. CSU B in the California colors of the yellow and blue. Wolverines with a 9-point lead to start things off. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Brandon Averett, stutter step, drives, has to put it up. And again, Utah Valley barely escapes without a shot clock violation, but not the possession offensively that you want to start out the second half for Coach Madsen and his crew. But on the other side, if you're Coach Barnes, that's a great way to start off with some defense. Offensively, the Runners only had 2 assists in their combined 12 made field goals. And that's not how you do it right there. Utah Valley responds with the defensive stop of their own as a shot clock violation goes against the Runners. And on the opposite side for the Wolverines, they had 11 made field goals, and on 11 of those field goals, they had 10 assists. So fantastic ball movement in that first half from Coach Madsen's squad. Kazan Jardine doesn't get the layup to go. And an errant pass by CSUB gives the ball right back to Utah Valley. They're going to call a carry on Brandon Averett at the top of the key. And if you're joining the party a little bit late, hey, thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening. Utah Valley in the first half didn't score their first bucket officially until about 7 minutes into that first half, about the 13-minute mark. In that first half, saw 3 lead changes. Game was tied twice. Another turnover caused by that Utah Valley defense, and something, again, Coach Madsen's been plugging all season long. Isaiah White draws the foul right in the key, and he'll go to the free throw line. Coach Madsen was known for that tenacious defense in college and throughout the NBA, and that's a mentality that he's bringing with him here to Utah Valley. That Mad Dog mentality. Isaiah White makes that first free throw. Official 10-point lead now for the Wolverines, 40-30. And that brings Isaiah White's point total to 8 points. 6 of those 8 points coming from the charity stripe. And Isaiah White makes it 9 points and 7 free throws. So do it any way you can if you're Isaiah White. So an 11-point Utah Valley lead. Runners trying to climb back, and that shot's not going to do it either. A bad shot there from the Runners gives way to another Utah Valley breakaway. In transition, three-pointer. That one comes up short. Perry going to try and reset here. Perry zigzags his way in the key. Nice bounce pass, reverse layup, and that's good for the Runners. Jack Schumann. Jardine to Washington. Olojupoki. And a three-point trigger. That one comes off left from Jardine. Quick rebound, and Perry. Here come the Runners. They're going to call a foul before the shot. And they're going to call that one on Brandon Averett. They're going to say he got Perry with the forearm. So Allen will come back into the game for the Runners. Allen, who led all Runners with 10 points in that first half. Perry behind the back. Pull-up jumper, one-handed shot. Ball bouncing around the baseline. Perry somehow gets it right back. Buckingham steps into a three-pointer. That one comes off right. And this one last touch by Brandon Averett out of play. Ronnie Reedus was vying for position down low for Bakersfield. Edler Davis checking back in for the Runners. And taking a well-deserved breather is DeMonte Buckingham. And Trey Woodbury coming in for Kaz and Jardine. Deep long ball to Edler Davis to start things off here. 41-32, Wolverines on top. Czar Perry gets a screen. 7 on the shot clock, step back jumper. That one's too long. Schumann there with the rebound, rejected out of the kitchen from Eman Alojapoki. And a whistle is called. They better not take this one back from Eman. They're going to call a foul. The block will stand, but they're going to call a technical foul for taunting on Eman Alojapoki. And he comes over to the bench and asks Coach Madsen, what did he do? So Coach Madsen's trying to keep his squad under control. And Cam Allen will go to the free throw line. And he makes the first 11 points now for Cam Allen. That was Eman Alojapoki's third block. As the free throw is good. We mentioned to you earlier on Eman Alojapoki, just shy of 3. And that last block there was the most ever recorded in a single season for Utah Valley. 70 plus and counting for Eman Alojapoki. And the technical foul took the thunder away from Eman. So history tonight, Norham, Utah. Much more to come. Wolverines now trying to tack on a couple. They give it away. Here come the Runners. Perry, head full of steam. Ball bouncing all over the glass. Schumann there to gobble it up for CSUB. Trey Woodbury there as well. Over the back call, going to be against Edler Davis. And that'll take us to our media timeout. 41-34, Wolverines still on top. Less than 16 to play in regulation from Orem, Utah. We'll be back right after this on the WAC Digital.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
So Eman Alojapoki came into this one with 69 blocks on the season, just a couple shy away from a Colton Manyank single season record from a couple years ago at 71. And just a few minutes ago, Alojapoki got his third block on the evening, 72 in a single season. And we still got a handful of games left to play. So fantastic accomplishment. History again in the making here for Utah Valley's Eman Olojupoki. And as a team, as of yesterday, February 19th, Utah Valley ranked 12th in the nation in total blocks with 137 of those coming. So 72 of those 137 have come from Eman Olojupoki himself. That's awesome. Wolverines on top, 41-34. Olojupoki, now White has it, stutter step drive, splits the defense, misses the layup. Reed is there with the rebound for Bakersfield. Here come the runners past the timeline. Allen, now Perry. Perry in the corner. Edler Davis, no good. Rebounded by Trey Woodbury. Now TJ Washington with it past the timeline. Washington's pass gets tipped out of play. So 22 seconds on the shot clock. Washington to inbound in front of his own bench. Averett back to Washington. Washington was eyeing that baseline the whole way. Three-pointer in the corner. That one comes up short. And Allen there for the rebound for Bakersfield. Allen pulls it back. Allen, pull-up jumper just inside the three-point line. That's a long two, and that breaks a scoring drought. 1 for the last 8 are the runners, 34-41. Utah Valley's in an offensive drought themselves. No buckets for them in the last 3.5 minutes. Washington drives with the reverse. (43-36). Perry. And they're going to call an offensive foul on TJ Washington. And Coach Madsen trying to say that Washington was pushed off against. But now Overton will come in, give Brandon Averett a rest. It's a 43-36. And there's a quick replay at it. Allen. 10 on the clock. Now Allen again with 7. Allen with 6. Allen with 5. Allen drives with 3. Just barely gets it in. Eman Olojupoki was lurking for another block. Allen squeezed it right past him. 16 game high now for Cam Allen. 43-38. 13-12 left in regulation. Overton in some trouble. Finally puts it back up, and he finds it home. 45-38. Allen's going to step into a long three-pointer. That guy is unconscious right now. Cam Allen, 19 points. 7 of 11 from the floor. 3 of 4 from distance. My goodness, Cam Allen having himself a night. Big lob there for Overton. And Overton got whacked right in the face. Player control foul. This one's going to go against Cam Allen. The bench warning from the official for Utah Valley. And Stith will come in as Rita steps off. Schumann comes in as Lee comes on for the Runners. 45-41, Runners trail by 4. Washington and the Wolverines inbound quickly to Woodbury. And that'll go off of his feet. So a turnover by the Wolverines. Pull-up jumper from Lee. This was no good. Woodbury there with the rebound for Utah Valley. Pushing it up the court. J.J. Overton, stutter step. In the key. Spin move. Now gives it back to Washington. Washington drives. Pulls it back. Olojupoki now with 9. Olojupoki gives way to Overton. Overton, fadeaway jumper. That one misses. Daje Moore now inside to the big fella, Stith. Stith putting it on the floor, going up against Eman Olojupoki, but no good. Olojupoki tips it out to Eman. J.J. Overton draws the foul. Count the bucket, and one for J.J. Overton. That'll take us to immediate timeout. Utah Valley has a chance to extend that lead, 47-41. When we return, 11:35 left to play in Orem, Utah.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. Morehouse, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
When you know before you go how the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather will affect you, that equals a good morning. Wake up with the news specialists on KSL Today. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Utah Valley with a 6-point lead right now over CSUB. 47-41 with 11:35 left to play. Right before we went to break, J.J. Overton got fouled on the layup, so he will go to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play. Overton in double digits with 10 points on the contest, 5 of 9 from the floor. This is his first trip to the free throw line. And that one too long. Talked about Cam Allen earlier. Absolutely lethal tonight. 19 points, his career high, in case you were wondering. 22 points, shooting 9 of 14 from the floor earlier at California Baptist, February 6th. That foul will go against TJ Washington. And that'll be his second personal foul. Sending Tajay Moore to the free throw line. Tajay Moore, a very uncharacteristically quiet evening tonight. Only 2 points. Still looking for that first official field goal. Make that 3 points, all 3 of those points coming from 3 separate trips to the free throw line. And Moore makes both. 47-43. Wolverines still on top by 4. A little over 11 to play in that full court press action. Down low, Brandon Morley puts a pump fake on, gets blocked from behind from Stiff. Morley didn't see the big fella behind him. And Tajay Moore comes out. Edler Davis checks back in for the Runners. Nice, beautiful inlet pass to J.J. Overton. Washington to Overton. And that's how you do the inbound right there. 49-43, Wolverines. Perry with the drive, penetrate dribble. That one off the rim. And a whistle is called. And that foul will go against Trey Woodbury. And that'll be his second personal foul. That'll be Utah Valley's 5th overall in the second half. Bakersfield now with 4 total team fouls. And then Brandon Averett will check in, along with Kazan Jardine for TJ Woodbury and Isaiah White. Tajay Moore still looking for that first field goal after that miss. And Brandon Averett trying to thread the needle, but Tajay Moore was right there to intercept, and I think we were going to have an ESPN highlight reel dunk if he came up with that cleanly. Had an open lane to the hoop. .49-43, 6-point Wolverine lead, 10:30 left to play. Overton to Averett. Averett steps into a three-pointer, and down it goes. .52-43. That's Brandon Averett's 4th three-pointer on the evening, 4 of 4. Averett comes up with the rebound. Here comes Overton. Overton. They're going to say offensive foul. They're going to wave it off. And Overton's on the floor holding his head, and Brandon Morley is shaken up as well. Overton comes up, holding the back of his head, and Brandon Morley is a little wobbly. See if we can see a collision here. Overton gets the contact, and then he runs right into that left knee of Brandon Morley. Looked like almost a hyperextension. Brandon Morley getting helped off the side. And we'll keep you posted on that. So 52-43, 9:55 left to play in regulation. Wolverines, 5 of the last 7 offensively. And the Runners, 0 for the last 5. No offense from the Runners in the last 3 minutes. Big, deep three-pointer from Schumann. That one misses. And that one last tipped off of Kazan Jardine, so it'll stay with the Runners. Runners get the ball in to McCall, who quickly gets it back to Cam Allen, still with the 19 points, trying to set a new career high tonight. Pull-up jumper from Allen. He continues to be hot. 21 points, just 1 point away from a career high from Cam Allen. And Cam Allen trying to turn up that intensity on defense going up against Brandon Averett, who runs into his own man and Kazan Jardine. Averett back to Jardine. Overton. And that one will be lost off of J.J. Overton. And Reedus comes in for Stiff. TJ Washington back in for J.J. Overton. So 52-45, 9 minutes left to play. Long distance connection off the top and goes over. Turnover. Washington past the timeline. Washington. Three-pointer, and that one's good from Kazan Jardine. 55-45, 10-point lead for the Wolverines. 8:30 left to play. Allen drives, gives, taken away. Brandon Averett. Washington, Kazan Jardine, back to Washington. Washington on the floor. Washington back out to Averett. Averett goes left, looking for some help. Back to Jardine. Washington wide open three-pointer. That one comes up short. Grabs his own rebound. In the key, looking for some help. Gives it back out to Brandon Averett for three. On its way, up in the air, bounces off. Eman Alojapoki gets it now. And Coach Madsen's going to try and reset things here. 10 seconds for TJ Washington. Clock continues to tick. 6, 5. Bounce past Jardine from the free throw line. No good. And rebounded by Greg Lee and the Runners. Bakersfield trails by 10. 7:25 left to play. Allen. And a bad pass down low, looking for Ronnie Reedus. Goes out of play, be Utah Valley basketball. Under 8 media timeout on the floor. 10-point Wolverine lead with 7:11 left to play in regulation. We'll take a break right after this. Is more
about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking. Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
.10 Utah Valley Wolverine lead over the Runners of CSU Bakersfield. Brandon Crow with you here on the WAC Digital Network and the KSL streaming app. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday evening, however and wherever you're joining us. Right now the game high and team high for the Runners is Cam Allen with his 21 points, 1 point away from his career high that he set just a few weeks ago of 22 points. TJ Washington trying to go coast to coast instead. Ball moving all around by the Wolverines. Spin move by Brandon Averett. Driving. TJ Woodbury gets a foul called on him. So Trey Woodbury will go to the line to shoot. I beg your pardon. They're going to say he was not in the act of shooting. So it'll be Utah Valley basketball. And now they're going to try and switch this up here. Miscommunication in between the officials. They're going to say that TJ Washington, they're going to say that Trey Woodbury was passing to T.J. Washington when he got fouled. So Washington will do the inbound here from underneath his own hoop. Barely gets it off. Washington. Cross court to Trey Woodbury. No good. Alojapoki with the rebound attempt. And I was able to get the ball. I got the ball and I threw it into the official. Hey, who says I can't do anything, huh? I'm more than just a talking head sometimes. Good ball movement on the outside now by the Runners. You have to make a move. Down by 10. And Reedus with the pass in between two receivers. Looking for Allen and Justin McCall. That one went right through both of them. So Trey Dubb will take a seat for Utah Valley as Isaiah White checks in. And coming off is Justin McCall. Stepping back on to the court is DeMonte Buckingham for the Runners. Six minutes left, 10-point Utah Valley lead, 55-45. Brandon Averett, Isaiah White, three-pointer on its way, and that one no good. Kazan Jardine was able to get a hand on it somehow, but foul's called. I think that might be against Tajay Moore, and that's going to go against Tajay Moore, who's marching over to his own bench. Very unhappy. And that's his fourth personal foul. So Utah Valley has not scored an offensive field goal in the last 3 minutes, and they're 0 for the last 5. Trying to change that here as they get a ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock underneath their own hoop, and the referees continue to have more fireside chats with each other. And they're not just complimenting their fantastic shirts that they got from Foot Locker. So they're going to say that they're going to put 28 seconds back on the shot clock. Washington. I don't know how that was not a 5-second shot violation there. Averett. Isaiah White. White in the key, spin move. Strong layup in between the square. That breaks the scoring drought not only for Isaiah White but for Utah Valley. 57-45. 5:30 left to play. Allen. And there's a new career high. Allen continues to just be blistering hot. I think I burned my tongue just by saying his name. The guy's so hot right now. 24 points, 9 of 13, 4 of 5 from distance. Beautiful spin move for Brandon Averett. Oh, and the finish. Oh, baby. B.A. hitting it with the hot sauce. T.J. Washington with the steal. Washington with a nice, easy layup. Largest lead of the ball game so far for Utah Valley. 61-48. 4:50 left to play. Steal, T.J. Washington. Washington with the reverse layup on the other side. Back-to-back wide open layups. Defense to offense for Utah Valley, 63-48. And timeout, Coach Barnes. And that Utah Valley bench has exploded along with this UCCU center. Smiles all around. Huge. 63-48 lead for the Wolverines. 63-48, Wolverines on top of the Runners. 4:10 left to play. Utah Valley right now on a 6-0 run over the last minute. Four on the shot clock. That one barely gets a shot. A touch off of the glass to reset the shot clock, but a nice bucket nonetheless by Lee. 53-50. And TJ Washington with the hard foul from Lee right in front of us here at the scorer's table. And that'll take us to a media timeout. 13-point Wolverine lead in Orem, Utah. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Blake. And I'm Ben. For over 9 decades, our family has the reputation of being focused on price, selection, and service.
This decade is no different. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on a new Santa Fe or purchase a new Tucson for just $19,990.
You've got to come and see us in Murdoch Hyundai.
Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm Tyson.
For over 9 decades, our family has the reputation of being focused on price, selection, and service.
This new decade is no different. Right now, take up to $10,000 off the new Silverado All-Star Edition.
You've got to come and see us at Murdoch Chevrolet.
.13-point Wolverine lead. TJ Washington at the free throw line. And he connects. So now TJ Washington with 9 points on the evening. 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, 3 of 7 from the floor. And he tacks on 4 assists as well. And 4 steals. So Washington in double digits with 10 points. Joins Isaiah White with 11. Brandon Averett with 15 as well. And Schumann goes as far in as it possibly could before popping right back out. Jack Schumann can't catch a break. So 20 seconds on the shot clock. Runners inbound. That one blocked from behind from Kazan Jardine. But the referee calls a late whistle and a foul. Negate the block. Kazan Jardine can't believe it. Greg Lee, the redshirt junior from Rockford, Illinois, will step to the free throw line. Lee with 8 points. Make that 9 points. 4 of 10 from the floor. Hasn't connected from distance, but he's perfect from the free throw line. Quickly exploded early on in the game. 8 points in the first 5 minutes for Lee. And he misses that one left. Eman Alojapoki with the big rebound. Woodbury from Washington. Isaiah White from Woodbury. And White can't get it to fall. Schumann with the rebound. Here comes CSU Bakersfield. 3:20 left in regulation. 65-51. Wolverines on top. Lee with the head fake. Gets his own rebound. Reedus now up and in. Brandon Averett going to try and run some clock after his coach told him to head over to the left side of the court. Averett, pull-up jumper from the free throw line. That one misses. Lee inbound to Allen. Allen stolen by TJ Washington. That's his 5th steal. Averett with the reverse layup again. Silky smooth from BA. 67-53. TJ Washington with that old school street nickel, picking them pockets. Isaiah White holds it. 2 minutes left to play. 67-53. Wolverines on top of the Runners. Utah Valley has made 5 of their last 7. Now Averett with 10 on the shot clock will soon make his move. Averett with 6, steps into a three-pointer, and that's the dagger right there. 70-53. Brandon Averett, 20 points. 7 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 6 from distance. Allen wants some more. He gets fouled in the process, so he'll go to the line to tack on a couple. Already with a career-high 24 points. Allen had a previous career-high 22 points on 9 of 14 field goals earlier this season from California Baptist. And tonight, with his 25 points off that last free throw, 9 of 13 from the floor. Allen misses the second. Olojupoki there with the rebound. And that's E-Man's 6th rebound. 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 points for E-Man Olojupoki. Lots of fantastic offensive stat lines here for the Wolverines. But that man right there with the ball has been an assassin from distance. 5 of 6 tonight from the floor. 7 of 10. Woodbury drops it off to E-Man with 3. Turnaround jump hook is good. The baby sky from E-Man. 7 for the big fella tonight. Less than a minute to play. And the Jello's jiggling. Butter's getting hard. As the fridge door is about to close here in Orem, Utah. This will be a big win for the Wolverines. And it'll leave a little bit of a sour taste in Coach Ron Barnes' mouth. Potentially the last time that he'll come here to the UC Center as part of the WAC. And they're gonna call a foul on TJ Washington in a situation like that. Washington just barely trying to get out of the way. And that'll send McCall to the free throw line to tack on a couple more with 26.2 seconds left. Washington just puts his hands up. And McCall misses. E-Man Olojupoki with his 7th rebound. So Brandon Averett 2 points away from his career high of 22. Coach Madsen says no shot, and a fitting way to end the ball game in the hands of Brandon Averett. Final score in Orem, Utah, as the Wolverines are victorious 72-58 over the Runners of CSU Bakersfield. That snaps a 4-game losing skid for the Wolverines and gives them fantastic momentum as they get set to host the Lopes of Grand Canyon on Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. 7 3-pointers in total tonight for Utah Valley. 5 coming from Brandon Averett himself. But don't forget, Cam Allen had a fantastic game. .25 points from Allen, career high. And the Runners will look to regroup as they head up the coast, the Pacific Northwest, to take on the Redhawks of Seattle U on Saturday. Final score from Orem, Utah, 72-58. For all of our hardworking staff and crew behind the scenes tonight, for Juan Flores-Mena, for Ben Schroeder, I'm Brandon Crow saying so long and good night from Orem, Utah.